How's everybody doing today?
Good, Coach. How about you?
I'm doing great. Thank you for asking.
Looks like a tough day. Was that a good hard
How do you
work
define a tough day?
They're all tough, right?
Daggone right. You're in training camp, practice 17. Guys are grinding, working, sun's out. Really good team. Everybody playing hard. So I thought it was a great day, not a tough day.
Have you seen any good effects from not having two-a-days, Kerry?
It's a completely different schedule. It's the NFL schedule. And our kids, I think the routine is positive. They know what to expect every day. It's morning meetings, morning practice, rest time, meetings, walkthrough. I think our evening walkthroughs have been phenomenal. I think they're a difference maker for us. So I think we're actually getting more out of camp than we did when we had two-a-days.
I was going to say, I would think the second practice on two-a-days, sometimes there would be some lollygagging or something. Yeah.
Well, it's just tough, and physically it's hard to recover the next day.
Right.
And you cut meeting time out, and you lose some other things that we're not losing right now. So right now I think it's a huge positive.
You guys rotated three corners last year. We talked to you a lot about that. We talked about it in the spring. Is that still the plan? You guys are going to rotate probably
three or four, you know, and then the nickel spot. So we've got some guys that are talented, some young guys that are still learning the culture. We've got some experienced guys that are playing at a really high level. So the plan would be, I truly believe this, and I know you guys always think I'm kidding, I think fast, fresh corners are the most effective way to go.
Last year, having essentially three starters corners, were there moments during the season where you felt the difference in having three starters and having an edge?
I definitely did. I felt more fresh than I felt I would have been if it was just two starters. I think Gary and Marshawn also enjoyed having a little bit more depth, able to come to the bench and get a breather and then get back in ready to go.
How has your approach changed since your roles obviously changed this year? You were rotating in last year a little bit more. How has your approach been changing as far in camp?
I felt like I'm taking more of a leadership role this year and just trying to help the young guys and doing what I could do to help the team out.
How do you think they're responding this far?
I feel they're responding good. The players have been coming out ready to go, and everybody's been playing hard.
Is anybody able to been sticking out to you this far?
They all have really. Marcus, Sean Wade, Okuda, Amir, they all been playing real good.
What has that competition been like between you and Kendall?
It's been great. You know, it's really, I mean, it's not, you guys say competition, but I don't look at it as a competition. I just look at it as we going out there trying to get better. You know what I mean? Like, we go out there trying to push each other to get better, and Coach Coombs loves the rotation, like, because obviously, as you guys saw last year, it was great. So we just go out there and push each other to become better, and at the end of the practice, we said we got better, or we didn't. So
Kerry was just saying that it'll basically be another group of three. He looks at Damon, Kendall, and you as sort of the three at corner. How do you look at that, the skills, the strengths of those three players as you sort of evaluate the three, including yourself? Do you all each bring something unique to it?
Oh yeah, definitely. I'm definitely excited about this rotation. Kendall, he's also fast. Damon is also fast, and Damon, he's a physical player, and I'm really excited about us just getting out there and ready to go play.
And you know, we played a game last year where a team ran 3 straight vertical goes with 3 fresh guys on one guy, and that's a tough way to go. So our plan is to play and have fresh corners on the field.
Denzel,
who are your three right now? Who would be your three you throw out there?
Denzel, Damon Arnette, and Kendall Sheffield right now. Jeff Okuda's making a huge push, playing really well the last 3 days. Sean Wade's last 2 days have been his best 2 as a Buckeye. Marcus Williamson started off ahead of both of those guys, but he got a little bit of a ding, so he's missed 3 practices. Amir, because he came in June, is a little bit behind, and that's just the nature of things.
You talked about the leadership. Is there a different feel when, if you guys consider 3 people to be a starter, but now you're maybe considered the first in line of those 3? Does that make sense? Does that feel different?
I'm just trying to help this team out any way I can and just help lead these guys. Everyone could be a leader, though.
Yeah, there's definitely a responsibility because we're Ohio State, and all the tradition and the years that Ohio State's been known as one of the top teams it's a lot.
You personally, what's the bulb that went on from last year to this year, or was it just a matter of waiting your turn? I mean, what's different about you in that regard? You know what I mean, Dan?
As far as like you guys said, like my attitude and everything, I'm the same person. You know, I'm sorry, I'm not the same person. It took growing up to do. I feel like when it comes to football, I have a better understanding of everything from what Coach Coombs teaches me, and from what Denzel teaches me, and the conversations that I've had with Marshawn, Gary, Eli. They motivate they motivate me to become a better person.
Damon Arnette especially, what just stood out about him? I mean, in the spring, we asked you about him. I know
Right.
I did. And then Pat.
Damon's always had really good physical skills, and he's always been a little bit lacking from a maturity standpoint, and that's just grown man conversation that we've had over and over and over again. And he has got charisma, he has got juice. He will remind you of Bradley Roby when he's on the field with the swagger and the way he plays. I love that about him. Sometimes every day I got to pull him back, but and he'll still make some of those mistakes that come from momentary lack of focus. But I'm telling you right now, he's a football player, and he's a Buckeye. You're gonna go get in a fight. You're gonna take Damon with you.
Damon, Coach Coombs said that you're a guy who plays. He used the word swag, and he said he's going to be able to a lot of attitude, a lot of enthusiasm when you're out there. But when you're a guy who likes to play that way, does it make it more difficult knowing that there are a lot of fans who haven't seen yet what you're able to do on the field?
I really probably not gonna think about that. Just go out there and be who I know who I can be, play as well as I know I can play, and then by me doing that, then everybody would just see it. You know what I mean? Because that would mess my head up, trying to impress other people or thinking about what other people that I don't even know think about me.
Yeah, yeah. But it's funny because I remember in spring, one of the things that caught my eye was how you got up in receivers' faces and got after them. I mean, explain that swagger, I guess, or not maybe swagger, but that attitude you've got to have to play corner here.
Being a corner, you gotta have something about yourself. I feel like, and what you see in practice, I know that me doing that is gonna get our receivers better, and I know that if I try to get inside of their head during practice, then that's something that's gonna happen to them in the game. And if I'm doing it in practice every single day, that's not even gonna bother them. But at the same time, that's just what type of player I am. I like having fun out there. I like knowing that somebody else is worried about me covering them and telling them that, yeah, I'm right here. You know what I'm saying? So.
Yeah. One of the biggest curiosities people have of this team and this camp is how the receivers are doing. You go against them every day. Yeah. How are they? I mean, what's different from maybe a year ago?
They've been real good on the deep ball and just getting the ball out quick and a lot of tempo. So they definitely been keeping us on our toes.
Is there someone in that group that when you line up against them, I know obviously you're confident, you're like, yeah, I can handle this. But is there a guy that you know will be a challenge?
Well, they're all a challenge. This is Ohio State, but Austin Mack, he's been having a real good camp here. Johnny Dixon, Paris Campbell, Terry, they all been playing real well.
You mentioned that Jeffrey Okuda the last 3 or 4 days has been. So
yeah.
What's been the difference? What do you? Is he
you mean the last 3 or 4 days?
Yeah,
it's maturity. We had a unit meeting last night. We talked about each player, what individual thing they needed to do to get better, and his is focus, and his focus every play. You know, he's still a young kid, and this a training camp for a young kid. This is dramatic, and so it takes them a little bit of time and a little while to get the swing of things. He's finally starting to get it. Once he can focus every play on just that job, just that play, I think he's going to be a great player.
With this kind of competition, though, does it also tell you you can't take anything for granted from one day to the next?
Nothing. You see, like, man, you got Okuda, Wade, Marcus, Amir, Kendall, me, Denzel, like all of those, everybody that I just named, they future first rounders in my opinion. So I feel like nobody in our unit can go out there and feel like they don't want to practice. You know what I mean? Because it's deep. So.
Speaking of first rounders, last year the corners were 2 first rounders and Denzel. What did Denzel do so well a year ago to get in that rotation, make it a 3-man rotation? And then how has he taken another step this year?
Denzel is amazing. Like, you see how fast he is? I feel like him doing special teams his freshman year, showing his explosiveness and speed, bursting downfield, making tackles. And then the previous camp that we had, he had a great camp. And then with the first games and stuff that Coach Coombs threw him in the rotation, he did what he had to do and then just built off of each game. So, and then now I just hope he keeps going because it's going to be something crazy.
Denzel, did you see the light kind of come on with Damon, especially in the spring? I mean, he seemed to be up in guys' faces, challenging.
Oh, yeah.
What's different about him?
His demeanor is really improved, and Damon, he's just come out play every day. He's someone we could lean to for a lot of hype and get the team going.
So everything that you've now been, taught, you've learned, had conversations with people. In turn, how are you helping out, some of the young guys like a Jeff Okudah, Sean Wade, these true freshmen, Amir Reed, guys like that?
When I see them making some of the same mistakes that I made last year, that's probably the first thing I'll jump on them about. Tell them exactly what to do, this, and this. Whether somebody is getting yelled at after a play, after they mess up or something, just tell them have a short, being in the corner, you got to have a short memory. You know what I'm saying? I know you guys saw the Oklahoma game. First play I got in there, touchdown. You know what I mean? So you got to have a short memory playing corner because they're going to go at you again.
Yeah.
So that's just some of the stuff that I've learned that I try to explain to them.
What's your advice? I mean, how are you kind of guiding these guys to get into the position, to get them ready to play?
Just really don't come out just worry about making mistakes, but come out just go hard and just ready to play.
Is that, other guys taking that leadership role as well?
Yeah, Damon, Arnette, Kendall Sheffield, I believe so.
More than anything, young guys got to learn the culture of the unit and the culture of the program. And I think when they really, really get that and it becomes part of who they are, it'll be a really, really cool thing for them.